तो सीएम योगी को सुन रहे थे आप। चलिए खबरों में आगे बढ़ते हैं। विदेश मंत्री डॉक्टर एस जयशंकर विदेश दौरे पर हैं, जहां उन्होंने जिनेवा में कहा कि भारत और चीन का रिश्ता बहुत ही जटिल है। जब कोई देश आगे बढ़ता है तो इसका पड़ोस पर असर पड़ता है। अतीत में हमारे रिश्ते आसान नहीं थे, हमने कई समझौते से सीमा को स्थिर किया। 2020 में जो हुआ वो कई समझौतों का उल्लंघन था। इसी के साथ ही उन्होंने ये भी कहा कि चीन ने बड़ी संख्या में सैनिकों को जो है वास्तविक नियंत्रण रेखा पर स्थानांतरित कर दिया है।
I mean, it's definitely a very complex relationship because if you look at it, you know, these are two civilizational states. They have a long history. They are also states who, at various points of time in history, were very big in the global economy, in the global society. They had bad periods in their history. Both of them are reviving, are rejuvenating in a way. And also as civilizational societies, they are, you know, their borders, their identity, their interests, these are getting, you know, more sharply defined, which happens in a more modern age. And they are the only two countries which have a population of more than 1 billion. And what happens normally when any country rises is it has ripple impact on the neighborhood. Now these two countries also have the singular honor of being each other's neighbors. So each one's rise has a ripple impact. They have a common neighborhood as well, and they are neighbors to each other. So if you look at all these factors, and they have different political systems, they have different economic systems. So if you take the totality of this, you can understand why I selected a safe but expressive word like complex. We've had, you know, we've not had an easy relationship in the past. It began reasonably well in the late 40s. There were frictions in the 50s. There was a war in 1962. Then there was a period really from the late 50s till I mean, for about 15 years we didn't have an ambassador. We sent back an ambassador in 76. But it was only in the late 80s that really the relationship, you can say, normalized. Now the basis for the normalization was that because we have a disputed border, the entirety of the border, which is almost 3,500 kilometers, is disputed and is being negotiated. So the basis obviously for a good relationship, or I would say even a normal relationship, was that there would be peace and tranquility in the border. So after things began to take a better turn in 88, we had a series of agreements which stabilized the border. Then trade began, you know, more contacts, politicians, generals, tourists, all what normally neighbors do. Now what happened in 2020 was that in violation of multiple agreements, for some reason which is still not entirely clear to us, we can speculate on it, the Chinese actually moved a very large number of troops to the line of actual control at the border. And naturally in response we moved our troops up. It was very difficult for us because we were in the middle of a COVID lockdown at that time. They had come out of COVID, that first round of COVID. Now we could see straight away that this was a very dangerous development because the presence of large number of troops in those extreme heights and extreme cold in near proximity could lead to a mishap.